The offers to protect residents, farmers in Zamfara. Drama in court as civil society organizations sue Ameawhule, 24 others in Rivers. President Tinubu rolls out National Construction and Household Support Program. On the foreign scene, Cameroon introduces measures to curb COVID-19 resurgence. Hello and welcome to Trust TV's News Update. I am Chiamaka Mwafo. Thanks for joining us. Now, residents of Magami community under Gusau local government area of Zamfara state have been thrown into a state of despair over an offer by a notorious bandits kingpin, Dogo Gide, to protect them. Reports said Gide had taken an unusual stance by offering protection to residents and farmers in the community, urging them to go into their farmlands without fear of being kidnapped. His offer has since sparked a mix of reactions among the residents of the area and the surrounding communities. Gide was said to have relocated to Gizara village, a community around Magami, and assumed control of the area following his encounter with the military in Madada Forest under Maru local government area of Zamfara state. A resident of Dansadao Emirate said that the bandits kingpin's decision will only provide a temporary respite for farmers who have been unable to access their farmlands due to the constant threat of violence. The police in Katsina State have disclosed that 2 persons have been arrested in connection with the abduction of the mother of the famous singer Dauda Kahutu. The police spokesman in Katsina, ASP Abubakar Sadiq Aliyu, in a statement issued on Friday, said the 2 suspects were being interrogated by the authorities. Rarara was the chairman of Presidential Singers during the Buhari administration, and his songs played a significant role in mobilizing supporters for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, especially amongst the Hausa-speaking communities in Nigeria. In politics, a mild drama ensued in court on Friday as several civil society organizations filed a lawsuit against the Rivers State House of Assembly Speaker Martin Ameawhule and other 24 lawmakers. Reports said the argument was between 2 lawyers over who would represent the People's Democratic Party (PDP), who applied to be joined in the matter. The All Progressives Congress (APC) also applied to be joined. The hearing of the matter between the CSOs and Martin Ameawhule and the other 24 lawmakers has commenced at the Port Harcourt Division of the Federal High Court. The CSOs are praying for the court to declare the lawmakers' seats vacant following their defection from the PDP to the APC. President Bola Tinubu has approved the immediate rollout of the National Reconstruction and Household Support Program to cover all geopolitical zones in the country. Speaking on Thursday at the State House Abuja to state governors as he joined the National Economic Council, the president urged state governors to work together to meet the needs of the citizens. He gave the governors 7 days to consult and submit recommendations on what reforms need to be put in place. Kehinde Amodu tells us more.
Now more than ever before, the country needs to boost agricultural productivity and strengthen the economy. The president believes this can happen by creating opportunities in the real sectors of agriculture, manufacturing and construction, as well as provide urgent economic relief for Nigerians. Under the program, the Sokoto-Badagry Highway has been prioritized, as have other road infrastructure projects such as the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, which is underway, and the Trans-Saharan Highway. The Sokoto-Badagry Road project is a point of focus because it covers 216 agricultural communities, 58 large and medium dams spread across 6 states, and over 1 million hectares of arable land. The president has also approved full counterpart financing for the Port Harcourt-Maiduguri Railway, as well as the Ibadan-Abuja segment of the Lagos-Kano Standard Gauge Railway. Other components of the program are the one-off allocation to states and the Federal Capital Territory of 10 billion naira for the procurement of buses and CNG uplift program, and the delivery of 50,000 uplift grant each to 100,000 families per state for 3 months.
The National Economic Council was told of the progress that has been made with the updating and improving of the social register, which of course is the register used to send direct payments to beneficiaries through who have a NIN and have a BVN and can receive funds digitally into their accounts in a transparent manner. That process has been strengthened and it now needs speeding and scaling up given the situation in the country as far as inflation and elevated prices.
The program is also making provisions for labor unions and civil society organizations, while it is releasing 155 billion naira for the purchase and sale of assorted foodstuff to be distributed across the nation.
As Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, I also briefed Council on the interventions on the 42,000 metric tons, of which all had been delivered to all the states, and then 20 trailers of rice per state. And then we have also released over 1,500,000 bags of fertilizer, which is under evacuation by the state governments.
The states are important drivers of the program, which is why President Tinubu is assuring governors that he is willing to provide the needed support to ensure that all Nigerians are relieved of hardship. The key is for the states to deliver on the critical reforms required to meet the needs of the people. From State House Abuja, Ameawhule, Trust TV News.
One of the most scary aspects of public servants is the scare of retirement and what life holds afterwards. As a result of this, some have been caught in the web of age falsification in order to extend their time in service. In this report, Trust TV's Noel Sampson says stakeholders are calling for the empowerment of teachers with the right competences that will enable them to take charge of their growth and everyday lives during service and after retirement. Here's more on the story.
According to the Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development, Uju Kennedy Ohaneye, the federal government is putting modalities in place to empower teachers, especially women, to enable them live better lives after retirement, with agriculture being an integral part of the empowerment.
So the women are now focusing on doing serious farming. When I mean serious farming, that before the end of the year, we intend to get 15 million tons of fish. That is the target. We have a target. And what Nigeria needs from our research, we've done a research, is 2 million tons of fish. Now, we will now export the other 13 million tons of fish. We're having a good backing from the federal government, which is Mr. President Bola Tinubu.
For the government, we are hoping that we can cooperate with them to ensure that we have more schools involved. Because if we have 100 teachers that are saving 100 naira a day, and we have 1 million teachers that are saving 100 naira a day, believe me, then the returns would be better for each and every one of us. So we're hoping to partner with the Ministry of Education to ensure that we have most of these public school teachers. We're starting with public schools because we know the dire situation that they are in.
So we live in a society where teachers are underpaid, and by the time they're retiring, accessing their gratuity or pension is a challenge. Gratuity aside, but pension, which is a statutory contribution that they have to make for the purpose of retirement, becomes very difficult to assess when that time comes.
Some teachers shared their thoughts on areas they want to be empowered by the government in order to have a rewarding life after retirement.
Giving us little support financially, because what we are seeing now in the country is somehow, because things are very hard. So if there is a way teacher can be empowered, maybe to get some skills whereby how we can save money at the end, and also I can say if they can do something better to us to support the teacher in a little way, I think it's kind of the empowerment we deserve.
So sensitize the teacher on the area of investment. They should encourage the teachers to invest and give them training, like vocational training, so that when they retire, they can always have something to fall back on.
Empowerment for teachers We make them to be adequately prepared to face life after retirement and also give them a sense of control over their lives. Noel Samson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
On health matters, the federal government is partnering with Vaccine Alliance Gavi for emergency vaccine donations in case of a shortage amidst an expectant surge in cholera outbreaks across the country. The Chief Executive Officer of Gavi, Sania Nishta, in a post on her X handle on Thursday, said the body was concerned about the cholera outbreak in Nigeria and was ready to support the country in its response. She tweeted, quote, deeply concerned about the ongoing #cholera outbreak in Nigeria. At Gavi and partners are closely monitoring the cholera outbreak and stand ready to support the government to quickly respond, including to request emergency vaccine doses where needed, end of quote. This is as the Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention on Monday said it had activated the Emergency Operations Center to contain the gravity of the situation in the country. The Lagos State government says measures it is putting in place to curb the spread of cholera disease among pupils and students in government-owned schools across the state. The State Commissioner for Basic and Secondary Education, Jamiu Ali Balogun, disclosed this while briefing newsmen in Ikeja. Victoria Chokolo visited some government-owned and private schools under the Agege local government area of the state to verify government's claims and sent in this report is presented from our studio.
A visit by Trust Television to some schools under Agege local government area reveals a stark contrast between the statements made by the Lagos state government during the press briefing on Monday and the actual conditions in government-owned schools. At Dairy Farm Schools, which comprises 4 different government schools, efforts to speak with authorities proved abortive. However, some representatives of private primary schools, mainly head teachers in Agege local government, told Trust Television what they are doing.
We ensure that all our pupils must wash their hands in the morning before they go to their classrooms. Then, we told their parents during PTA meeting that we don't want them to be buying food outside for their children. They should make sure that they cook in a clean environment for their pupils, for their children before coming to school, to endeavor to not communicate, to not contact this disease.
A week midterm break, and before that time it has gone viral how the cholera within has really harmed a lot of people. So towards the resumption of the midterm break, we inform parents to make sure they give their children clean water from home, not taking water from the streets. They should get clean water from home. Then immediately they step into the school premises, we sanitize their hands. Then our toilet is always kept clean.
Early in the morning, all of the children will go to the tap place, they wash all their hands with soap and water. And immediately they choose the toilet, they later up, they wash their hands thoroughly. And after break, before break, because our break is 11 o'clock, before the break time, we all go to the tap again, wash our hands. After washing our hands, as they are eating, if any of their food fell on the floor, we don't allow them to take it again.
At the government-owned schools in Agege local government area of Lagos State, thick bushes are seen between buildings, with vegetation encroaching through classroom windows, raising concerns about hygiene, which is critical in curbing the spread of disease. Stakeholders called on the government to match words with actions to ensure the pupils learn in healthy environments.
To more stories. Following humanitarian crisis arising from the decade-long conflicts, banditry and other natural disasters, Katsina State has become a center of attraction to generous individuals, charitable organizations and other development partners. The idea was to provide support and relief materials in the areas of health, education, mentorship, rehabilitation and reconciliation, as well as skills to internally displaced persons scattered across the state. Abdullah Ahmadi completes the report.
At this workshop put together by Center for Community Development and Research Network, the organization is helping Katsina State Emergency Management Agency SEMA to establish humanitarian coordination platform to ease process of support to victims of banditry and other disasters. This was believed to be the standard global practice for the provision of services in communities affected by disasters and conflicts. The purpose is to better serve communities affected by disasters through coordination in ensuring best camp management, provision of shelter, water and sanitation, security, education, food assistance, and all other forms of humanitarian services to foster collaboration and maximize efficiency.
As you have seen how we coordinate all the relevant agencies, that will have a coordination so that we can work together, we can work together, we can strategize everything that will be very important to customer service.
We are thinking about the coordination on the nutrition and health protection for the internally displaced persons and those that have been englobed by these incidences. And there is early care on the emergencies, humanitarian deliveries, food deliveries. And then you go ahead, you find out there's a place where they are talking about the camp and shelter. Shelter, if you are talking about shelter in 3 ways or 2 ways. Shelter for those that have been displaced, shelter for those that are going back to their normal business and their homes.
One of the officials of the organization called on the Katsina State government, other non-governmental organizations and stakeholders to make good use of the platform, as this will help in ensuring early recovery to victims of disasters.
The technical partner to UNICEF, providing technical support to the State Emergency Management Agency, Katsina State, to establish a humanitarian coordination platform, which is a standard practice for provision of humanitarian services, especially in communities affected by disasters. This is the very first time we are having it in Katsina State, and the purpose is to ensure that there is coordination and leverage of resources among all humanitarian actors in the state, and it is meant to promote sharing of information, capacity building, and leverage of resources so that all partners can work together to better serve the communities affected by disasters.
Public commentators are of the opinion that the platform will help government in ensuring proper monitoring and evaluation of the activities of all NGOs participating in the provision of humanitarian services to victims of banditry and other disasters, suggesting close supervision to prevent other negative consequences. Abdullahi Ismail, Trust Television News, Katsina.
Now, residents and commercial drivers in Lagos State are urging the executive chairman of Orile Agege local government area to repair Okekoto Shofunde Road, which is in deplorable condition. Victoria Chokolo, who visited the area, brings more on this report as presented from our studio.
This road is under Orile Agege local government and connects Agege local government, which leads to so many areas in the state. The road has been in a deplorable condition for years. Commercial drivers and residents of the area said security officers are using the opportunity of the bad spot of the road to extort money from motorists.
Has been bad for almost 4 years. The government tried to do it, but when it rains, it will wash the road out. And then later, those Lagos works, they will now fill it with concrete, and thereby those police now use it to extort money from motorists.
The road is very bad for a long time, less than 2 years ago. They used to put all this stone there. Yes, now the rain is trouble, everything are down. The road block is very easy every day, every night, every morning. And police know to come here again and stop anybody that follow one way and arrest him. Now the road is not good. The road is very bad.
And for me, the reason why car and motor people are following one way is because of the bad road. And because of that, police and all the other forces are taking the advantage of the road to collect money. They have gone here to ATM machine. In the night like this, we see different type of group of police all the way from Ogba, Elere, Alabo, anywhere. Even RRS. They will full here, some will park there, some will park on that street, and while some will park on the other side of the road.
Other road users also voiced out their frustration over the hardships caused by the bad road on their vehicles and businesses.
Talking about this road every day, even though if you will talk finish, then go carry stone come fall on it, say they don't do it. But if you rain fall like this, no be small thing. Some people say if rain fall because of this gutter, then go enter rain go full everywhere. And if the road is passing, know how we go enjoy the road. But as they no do it, we cannot enjoy any. Even though we are paying for tax here, we are paying everything where they tell us to pay. So I don't know why the road is never done by this time.
Yeah, this really Agege road, this expert, this Yanapaja road, they have been harassing us every day, like every day by day. At that junction that the road is not good, you see some policemen there, they are on mufti. The only thing they do is just to give you, to show you ID card, they are a policeman. Okay, what's my offense? They said, this place you apply, you don't need to apply this place. And the other side is good. They don't want us to pass here, it's good.
This situation has forced many vehicles drivers to resort to one-way routes. Commercial drivers and business operators are appealing to the local government chairman to urgently intervene and fix the road.
Away from Nigeria, the Cameroonian government announced on Wednesday the adoption of measures to cushion the country from the resurgence of COVID-19 cases observed in some European, Middle Eastern and African countries. According to a statement from the Cameroonian Minister of Health, all travelers arriving from foreign countries shall be required to systematically fill out identification forms at airports. Government said testing is being reintroduced at airports, but it is currently prioritized for travelers returning from the pilgrimage to Mecca. Measures that were previously implemented at the peak of COVID-19 infections are being reinstated, including wearing masks in case of flu-like symptoms, hand hygiene, and regular disinfection of common areas. The roof of a terminal building at New Delhi's International Airport partially collapsed in heavy rains early Friday, killing one person. Rescuers said the incident happened months after a refurbishment project inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Images posted online showed vehicles crushed under giant steel girders at the departure forecourt of the airport's Terminal 1, one of several projects Modi celebrated in March ahead of the country's recent general election. The terminal is used for domestic flights only. And in sports, the president of the Federation of Cameroon Football, Samuel Eto'o, has dragged the African soccer governing body to court over alleged scandal. The former Indomitable Lions attacker faced a panel on Wednesday after he was charged with various offenses. The football body in the continent is yet to release a statement about the outcome of the matter, but Eto'o has decided to seek a redress in court. And that's it for news updates at this time. For more of our news, programs and documentaries, be sure to follow us on all our social media platforms and on our YouTube live stream. I'm Chiamaka Ameawhule. I'm part of the news production team. Thank you for joining us.